Our horse Q is in the hospital.
Long riders, saddle trampers, hack 1,000 milers, and equestrian adventuresses around the world all have one common fear: having a horse emergency while out on an adventure. Today, we answer the question: are long-distance horseback rides worth the risk?
In today's video, you're going to find out exactly what happened to Q and what you can do in a similar situation if you are ever abroad in a country which is not, like, I don't even speak German, and we're in Germany, and we had to basically source a horse trailer because we don't own one, so we had to basically go and find a horse trailer to try and take her to the hospital. I don't have a whole lot of videos about this because obviously my horse was injured and it didn't really feel like filming at the time, but I'm going to be sharing with you exactly what happened. So that way, you know, hopefully you won't be in a similar situation, but if you are, because let's face it, you're an adventuress, you'll probably know how to handle it. Thank you so much for watching. Please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and go ahead and like the video. It actually helps for the YouTube algorithm so that others can actually find this video and watch it. And now, without any further ado, this is what to do in a horse emergency situation when you are abroad with your horse in a country that you don't even speak the language and you don't know what to do. So Lily is all alone in the field because her sister Q is in the horsey hospital. So we are going for a little nighttime walk, the three of us, and we basically just walk in little circles around the field so Lily feels she has some company. Oh, got a little foot scratch. My husband and I were actually out for a ride, and we were enjoying like the most perfect, amazing ride. We were having a lot of fun, and it was a very fast ride. We were like running around. It's June, so the flowers are all blooming and blah, and there's grass and things. So we were having a nice time, and we're not quite sure what it was, but thankfully, Lily. Lily is a pet, by the way. Lily actually loves cameras and is not camera shy. Yes, go over there. So we were having this really amazing ride, and just around the corner from the house, okay, we didn't have anything happen, like anything bad happening, and just around the corner from the house, we don't know exactly what it was, but she cut her foot on something, like, I don't know, a stick or something, I don't know what it was, but it basically sliced her leg open. We couldn't find what it was that actually did it, but luckily it happened just around the corner from the house. She wasn't even limping or anything. She is a tough cookie. I've had a lot of experience working with thoroughbreds in America. I've never seen a horse as tough of a cookie as her. She doesn't show any pain. She doesn't show anything. She was just totally fine. She had some blood on her leg. Luckily, it looked bad, but I could see that it wasn't deep. So I was kind of like, okay, let's just try and get her back. So, you know, obviously he hopped off of her, we walked her back, we were just around the corner, so we had the vet come. Took her a couple hours before she could come. She had a look. She was suggesting, I think this lady works a lot with cows. She didn't speak any English, but luckily my husband could kind of translate, though not very well, some of it, horsey terms and things. But she was kind of like, oh yeah, let's sedate her completely in the field and stitch her up. But this woman was terrified of holding Q's leg, even when she was fully like tranquilized and stuff. Like, she was sedated, and you know, she wasn't on the ground, but she was she was sedated, and this lady was too scared to actually touch Q's leg. And then Q got annoyed and started kicking, even with the sedation. So Q woke up, and that didn't work. So the lady was kind of like, no, we need to make her fully asleep. And I was like, well, isn't there a horse clinic somewhere? Like, this is Germany. It's a, you know, pretty modern country. There must be a horse clinic. So she was like, oh yeah, great. So we ended up trying to find a horse clinic. There was one about 60 kilometers away. But the problem is we don't own any form of horse transportation. We don't have a horse box. We don't have a trailer. So what do? And we're also in Eastern Germany. There's not a lot of horses here. Like, we're the only ones. So my husband, luckily, I mean, he's from this village, so he drove to stables that he had heard of. They used to have, like, I don't know, plow horses or something in the old days, and they've kind of upgraded, so they have little stables. So he went there. He managed, after a few hours, he returned, and he managed to convince the guy that he could borrow the horse trailer. And my husband's dad, so my father-in-law, had a kind of vehicle which could sort of pull a trailer so long as only one horse is in it. So yeah, we managed to load her up quickly and drive her to the horse clinic. So she is there now. She's still there. She's been there for like a week now. And so poor little Lily has been alone in the field all by herself. And Q had to get some stitches, but actually, luckily, it was mostly the skin, so she's actually okay. And that is our current update at the moment. So she is just staying and letting her stitches heal. They don't want her to walk around too much. So I wanted to share this story with you guys because, first of all, I don't want this to ever happen to anyone. But second of all, I think it's a very good concern, especially, we definitely had this concern when we wanted to go and ride our horses across Ireland. If you haven't watched those videos already, we did actually have some mishaps happen. Luckily, we didn't actually need any vets. No, sorry, we needed a vet once in Ireland. That was a scary situation. I haven't revealed it yet in the actual vlog series, but it's in there. We did have a couple of scary situations in episode 4, which is on the YouTube. You will actually see one of those scary situations. Again, it was with Q. I don't know what it is that she's doing, but she got herself into a little situation and we had to rescue her. We also had a couple of situations with Lily. So Ireland was one of those scary things where, we were going to be on our own. We were carrying like our food and supplies on our horses. We were living from our horses. We don't have a vehicle. We don't have even an Irish phone number. Like, we don't know anyone in the country. And we were basically just knocking on strangers' doors, asking for a place to stay in Ireland. And one of the biggest fears and concerns that we had was, oh my gosh, if we do this ride, this 2-month-long adventure from the south to the north of a country, like, we don't have any support. What happens if there's, an injury or if a shoe gets lost or something, You always think about these things as equestrians, and then, I think the fear could definitely be cause for some people to just never actually do that. And so I wanted to share this story because I wanted to show you guys that actually, you can find stuff, and we're kind of doing it already. So what we did in Ireland, basically, the one time that we did need a vet, we got very lucky. Lily actually got ill. I don't want to reveal too much because it's going to be in the series. But she got ill and we managed to find stables, actually. And they knew a vet, and he was really good. He was like one of those old school guys that he just kind of sees a horse and he's like, got it, I know what this horse needs. And so he was fantastic. So really it was one of those, like, the universe, kind of the stars all aligned. Same situation here in Germany. So Q, she sliced her foot open. It was kind of gross. She was definitely bleeding, but she's a tough cookie, that thoroughbred. Now I know why they make really good eventing horses, because she does not blink. That horse is hardcore. Lily, on the other hand, is an absolute baby. If she even, bumps herself, she's, faking injury for a week. She's a doll. She's adorable, but she's a little doll. And she doesn't deal with owies and boo-boos. Lily! You're gonna give me a boo-boo. Go on. Go on. Can't be in the movie in my face. So what we did with Q, just now recently in Germany, basically, as I said, she cut her foot, and my husband actually, he just jumped in the car and he went to find people. The first thing we tried, obviously, was calling people. Anyone that might know of someone that has horses, any stables, we Googled it. So that was obviously step one, but no one was answering their phones because it's Germany and it was a Sunday and everything's closed on Sundays or whatever. So, we were definitely panicking. I was kind of like, oh my gosh, is he going to find us a horse transport today? It needs to be done today. Like, this is serious. She needs surgery. And I was very, I stayed with Q while he ran out to go basically find us a horse trailer. But I was very confident that he would be able to do it because, we had this adventure in Ireland where we were relying on, like I said, total strangers. We were knocking on doors, asking for a place to stay. And although we had some close calls and definitely some nights where we were, panicking, oh my gosh, I don't think we're going to find a place to stay tonight. What do we do? But we somehow always found something. We somehow always managed, somehow, I don't know how. Sometimes I'm asking myself, how was that even possible that we met that person at the exact right time on the exact same day, the exact second that we needed that person, and somehow we did. So, the universe, they deliver. You ask and they deliver, which is great. So in Germany, definitely the same situation. We asked the universe, please give us a horse trailer so we can get our poor little baby to the hospital. and it worked out, so she's in the hospital. Unfortunately, we have some expensive vet bills now because we don't have Germany horse insurance. So that's a whole nother question. However, she is okay. She's all stitched up. She's actually enjoying getting nice and fat in the stables. She doesn't really appreciate the vets, I hear. It's coronavirus, so we're not allowed to go visit her, which is really weird. But they are telling us that she's not really letting them change her bandages, so unfortunately they're having to basically sedate her just to do that. So she's giving them a little bit of a hard time. So yeah, that's Mrs. Q. But she's a little bit kicky. That's just how she is. So we're fine with it. You know, we've gotten it out of her, but, you know, she's there with total strangers, and we've kind of developed a herd, the four of us. So the vets aren't really a part of that herd, and yeah, she's just not dealing with that. But Lily, she's kind of independent. She's actually not too bad on her own. She just likes to follow us around, basically. As you can see, she kind of eats and then walks, and then she eats and then she walks, but that's just what Lily does. She's a little Arabian girl, and she doesn't like to stand still. So that's Lily for you, but she's coping with it, and hopefully her sister Q will be back. Unfortunately, not until next week, so she will be gone with the vets for 2 weeks. Yeah, but we have to just kind of call them and see what they say and how long she has to stay there while the stitches heal. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and again, I hope that this video has helped you in some way, you know, so that way you are also willing to take risks, you know, you're not going to stop yourself from going on horsey adventures because of the fear of having something like this happen, but also at the same time know that it is possible to actually source vets and farriers. I mean, we actually, in Ireland also, we had Q lose a shoe. That was an awful day. That was the worst day that we had. That and one other day. Okay, we had a few awful days in Ireland, but we had a lot of good days too. But the day that she lost the shoe, that was an awful day, and it followed with a few other awful days, which we don't like to talk about, but it happened. So, you know, we sourced farriers, we sourced vets, we sourced a vet here, we sourced a horse trailer. You know, it shouldn't keep you from actually going on these awesome adventures because, you know, I think you'll find that you can get yourself out of most sticky situations, and the horses actually, you know, they love it. They love the adventures. I mean, my goodness, little Q and little Lily, they love the adventures. Like, we can't get them to stop. They're like addicted as much as we are. So they love going to new places. They love going to new fields. Oh, she's going to have a little roll just for you guys. Have a little roll. A little roll for the camera. There you go. She's going to do the other side for you guys, for sure. She does something special for the other side. Oh, she did it. Never mind. Watch your little legs, little one. It looks like she's really close to me, but actually I'm quite safe. My goodness. Always in the hay, that one. Oh, now she's going to have some hay and nap at the same time. That's Lily. That's Lily's life without Q. Goodness. Q is the boss. There she goes. That's what she does. Oh goodness, that's what she does. And that's Lily. And that's Lily without Q. Totally, totally content and happy. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you'll subscribe to the channel and find out what happens when we bring Q home, because the coronavirus lockdown thing is about to end here in Germany, and we have some really cool surprises in store for the future, so you're not going to want to miss that. Alright, happy trails!